Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are going to conquer your football club's problems. We know you've been refreshing that timeline, looking for new signings, and they're just not happening. We're going to name one player from each Premier League club you must sign. We've done research on your team, what you need, and we've got this mug.
Hey, less of that 10,000 likes today,
Whoa!
please, Theo. Let's get straight into it, shall we?
If we get 10,000 likes, I will go bold.
You won't, though.
You're actually bolding, so you won't even need to get involved in the challenge, but do it. 10,000 likes and you will see it happen.
It's got to be Declan Rice for Arsenal, Theo. Played
Wait,
more than 200 times in the Premier League. Yes, he's linked with other clubs.
No.
This is a man who's simply
That's not my problem.
of the best DMs.
It's happened, Dad. He's going to Arsenal. Everybody knows that. They just need to focus on the players that they have. So I've gone to backups, Dog Dad. I'm looking at a man called Bella Kotchap, 21 years old at Southampton, just got relegated. He's too good for the Championship. I don't know if there's a release clause in there, but he will want to be back in the Premier League. And when Arsenal comes knocking, it's a different kind of knock. They're looking to go for the Premier League. They need depth.
Aston Villa now, Theo, and it might surprise you, but I've gone for a central midfielder. Now, you could say you've got Tielemans, Jacob Ramsey, Douglas Luiz. You've got some good CMs.
Yeah.
But Aston Villa are going into Europe. They're on a European tour. James Ward-Prowse is the man who's going to make the difference, who is one of the best dead ball specialists in the world. Bring him to Villa.
I knew we'd hear his name this video. It's another Southampton player. Out of the three players we picked, two are Southampton. Relegated Premier League clubs always have players that do want to make the step up to their English first tier. It's the best league in the world. The right pick for Aston Villa, after doing research on their team, is wingers. And when they do go on a European tour, you need to be replacing wingers constantly because they get tired easily than other positions. So I've done some research and I've gone for Takefusa Kubo. Now, he's a right winger, left-footed, he's Japanese, he's 22 years old. We know how good Japanese wingers are. He's currently playing at Real Sociedad. Just to throw some stats at you, he's got about 9 goals in the last 26 appearances last season. So someone who I would like to see be tested in the Premier League and around a very exciting, attacking, full-throttle Unai Emery side. I think he could be even better.
Do you play him on the left or the right? Because of course you've got Bailey on the left, you've got Coutinho who can play on the flanks.
You've just named the problem. Both of them are not good enough to play for Aston Villa. They've been relying on players like Jacob Ramsey to go out wide and figure things out. Coutinho, let's be honest, you need to look past him. He's too old, he doesn't want to be there. He's finished.
AFC Bournemouth, and I've gone to Morocco for Sofiane Amrabat, Theo. I'm surprised more people are not talking about him. He is a deep-lying midfielder, DM or a CM, Theo. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet. He's good defensively, a very exciting player.
Dad, I've watched him so many times, but how the hell do you think Bournemouth are going to sign him?
I think he's got to prove himself at the second tier of the Premier League. I don't think he's going to go straight to a Liverpool.
He's already 26, 27 years old. He needs a big move now, Dad, in my opinion. I also agree that they need a central midfielder after losing Jefferson Lerma to Crystal Palace. I've gone for Nauro Ahamada. I had to get his name right there. He's 21 years old, more renowned for playing in that 8 role. He's a strong dribbler under pressure, and I think he's the perfect Lerma replacement.
Brentford, and I've gone for a Liverpool player who we know very well, Theo. It is, of course, the right wing-back, Connor Bradley, who's just spent a year at Bolton Wanderers, was our player of the year. What I like about this kid, Theo, he loves to get forward and ping crosses into the middle. His crossing could get better. If he loses the ball, which he does occasionally, he's a kid, he's 19 years old, he works hard to get the ball back.
But Dad, he's one of the best players in League One. He's one of the most exciting up-and-coming talents. Liverpool are very lucky to have him. But their problem right now is if they want to move Trent to midfield, they need to buy a right back because they don't trust playing a man that was in League One last year. It's funny because James Trafford, his companion at Bolton, has just about to go to Burnley and he's about to make that step up to the Premier League. So why can't Connor Bradley? I've gone for a different option. It's a centre-back from Millwall. He's 22 years old. It's Charlie Cresswell. He's one of the most exciting Championship talents last year. He wouldn't have to move house because it's literally Millwall to Brentford. It's a step up to the Premier League, which Millwall seem to not be able to do every time. It's time he gets Premier League football. I want to see how good he can be. He's tall, he's powerful, and maybe even a future England star.
Brighton and Hove Albion, I've gone for Mohamed Kudus, Theo, who's presently at Ajax, and he's made a real impact in the Eredivisie. I think he's got 16 goals and 8 assists already.
It's incredible, yeah.
What I like about him, attacking midfielder or a centre forward, or he can play out on the right. A really versatile player. Ghanaian international, exciting.
For the first time in this video, Thogdad, we agree, Brighton, Mohamed Kudus, you need to make this deal done. Brighton have Europa League football next season, and you do not have enough depth in attacking positions. They don't know how much football they're about to play. They need to sign this man. He produces goals. He scored a brace at the World Cup for Ghana. He's done well for Ajax last year, but Ajax is a bit of a mess. Put pen to paper, make this deal happen, we agree.
Burnley Football Club of Lancashire, Theo. Before you criticise me, the deal hasn't happened yet, but I'm going to say it. You know what I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say.
James Trafford,
There it
your
is.
brother,
Yes.
my son.
He's happening.
He has had a wonderful couple of seasons at Bolton Wanderers. He is tall, he is confident, he's a very exciting young player. And look what he's doing for the England under-21s. We've got into the semi-final, we're going to play Israel.
Everywhere this guy goes, he shines. You throw him in the England setup, he's unbelievable. He's homegrown, he's 20 years old. 20 years old for a goalkeeper is like being 16 as well. You gotta remember, goalkeepers gone for longer. There's no surprises why this guy's going for £19 million. Yes, this deal is almost done, but I agree with you, Thogden. We're both going with James Trafford to Burnley. As we know him, it's so exciting just to see him step up from what was League One football with Bolton to the Premier League. No one ever does that. You have to be outstanding to take the jump and not even touch the Championship. That's unbelievable. He's going from City to Burnley. Vincent Kompany's the manager, so he knows the City scouts and transfer team well, so they've come to an agreement. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense why this deal's happening, and I know he's going to do well.
We know he's got really good technical and tactical ability, but he's also got it up here. We know him as a person, and he's got his feet on the ground. He comes from a lovely family up in Cumbria, and he's got the mentality to be the best. Chelsea, it's got to be Moses Caicedo from Brighton, Theo. I don't care what it costs. This young lad is something special. He's a defensive midfielder, and he combines this real physical power with this great technical ability.
The problem with that suggestion is you forgot their number one issue right now. Poch come back to pre-season and he's realised he's got more goalkeeper coaches than goalkeepers in the roster. I'm going for David De Gea. That threw you off. He's available, contract expired, as literally just happened with Manchester United. He doesn't have a club, he hasn't agreed a new deal with United yet. Chelsea need to go in there, offer good, solid money, and just take him in. He'd walk in there, he'd be their number one keeper. Everyone at United, they've disrespected him. They don't deserve him anymore. Chelsea should make the swoop.
Crystal Palace, I've gone with a right back called Sacha Boey, Theo. He's a France youth international, ex-Rennes. He's at Galatasaray at the moment, and he's had a really good season in the Turkish league. A really good defender, good in the tackle, good at interceptions. And he's being started to be noticed.
That's very interesting. I think Palace do need a right back, and that's why I've gone for Connor Bradley. You picked him earlier.
Yes.
They need to put someone else in that right back position other than Joel Ward. They need someone quick, ready to get back and up the pitch. We saw a lot of talent in Connor Bradley. Doesn't look like Liverpool want him next year, the way he's not going to get into the team and he doesn't want to sit on the bench. Palace have often done that with big six clubs where they've taken a player like Conor Gallagher and then given him back after a one-year loan, a much better player. So this time, Palace, go and bid for Connor Bradley. Get the player under your books, breed and make him great because he's got the potential.
Everton now, and you've got to look towards a centre forward. So I've gone with Rodrigo, Theo, who's ex-Bolton once again, but he's ex-Leeds United. I think he got about 15 goals last season for a really poor Leeds team, and he'll get you maybe 10 goals a season. Get a goal every 4 games.
You roasted me for talking about age with David De Gea, but how old is Rodrigo now? 32 years old?
But this is Everton, and what you're taking is a proven goal scorer.
I don't know if it's too much money, but Everton need to go big. He delivers more goals and has more potential, so you could sell him on for more if they were to figure out a deal. It's Folarin Balogun, the man who was one of the top goal scorers in the French top tier last year. He smashed it under Will Still last year, and now he's back at Arsenal, and Arsenal have basically put him on the market. They said if someone bids good enough money, you can have him. This is where Everton comes in.
Fulham, I've gone for Roger Ibanez, Theo, from Roma. He's a centre-back, he's 24 years old. He's done really good things in Serie A. I think you've seen him play out there in Roma. He is quick, he's good with the ball at his feet, he's good with the pass. He's a really excellent centre-back.
And you've suggested something which is exactly what Fulham need to prepare for. Over the next few years, Tim Ream is going to get too old and they're going to need a new young centre-back to break through. But how are you going to get him off Jose Mourinho, Dad? He's got Europa League football next year. He's just got to a Europa League final, nearly won it, nearly qualified for Champions League. He does not need to get rid of one of his best centre-backs.
But if you're Fulham, that's the sort of area where you need to strengthen. So you've got to think big. Maybe this lad wants to play in the Premier League.
My option is Emin Bayram. He's a 20-year-old Turkish centre-back. He's already playing internationally as well, and I really like what he's doing. He's exciting. He's been dominating that Galatasaray back line. You can see he's aggressive, he's powerful, he's tall already, and I think if the Premier League comes knocking, he will answer.
Liverpool have gone for Romeo Lavia, Theo, from Southampton, ex-Manchester City, who is a DM. He's young, he's quick, he's really good at getting the ball, making the challenge, working hard and playing that ball out. He's one for the future, only 19 years old.
Yeah, I've gone different, Thogdad. I think they need to go for a right back. We've been talking about Connor Bradley and his links away. Trent Alexander-Arnold doesn't even want to play right back anymore. What we do know is more depth is needed probably left back as well, but right back is key. Tino Livramento, a right back who's exciting. He's just come back from injury. It's a bit of a risk because of his knees, but he's so good, isn't he? And when they did get relegated, everybody thought the same thing. Tino, he's moving to a big club. Maybe it's Chelsea, I've heard the rumours. Maybe it's Newcastle, but Liverpool should be in there.
Luton Town, they need a goalkeeper, so I've gone for a man who comes from over there, Theo, Trebinia in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Asmir Begovic. Yes, he's 36 years old, but he's got bags of Premier League experience.
Wow, but he's 36 years old, Thogden.
He'll do the job.
Good for the dressing room, maybe.
Absolutely.
You see it, experience, brings experience. For Luton Town, one of the fans messaged me, he said we need a striker. So I was like, okay, who could they possibly buy that would want to move? And I thought the perfect name is the Dutch striker, Joel Pirro at Swansea. 24 goals he's scored in 47 appearances. He's still not made that step up to the Premier League. I've heard a few rumours. This is where Luton Town come in, give him a lucrative deal, make him want to move to London, make this happen.
Manchester City, it's got to be Josko Gvardiol, who comes from over there again in Croatia.
Actually, over there, Thogdad, behind us.
No, it's that way.
Oh, is it that way?
That way, yeah.
Either way, Thogdad, Gvardiol is the perfect deal, and this must happen. This is one of the most exciting young centre-back talents to see him in the Premier League for one of the best clubs. It's just a deal made in heaven, isn't it? And if they are going to go for that 3 centre-back kind of role, someone quick like him it's just a great option overall. So we agree, Thogdad, Man City, get it done.
Manchester United, I've been saying this for the last 2 years. Harry Kane, Theo.
Ooh.
58 goals for England, over 200 goals in the Premier League. I want him to stay in England and break Alan Shearer's record.
Well,
he is the answer to Manchester United, Theo.
He could be. He will break the record if he went to Manchester United, but would Levy really let him go? I don't think Kane will happen. But one man that could, it's over in Napoli. The manager, Luciano Spalletti, has just left. And you don't know what the players are thinking. Because when you've got a manager that's just suddenly left when you've done so well, it can almost shock the players. It can almost feel as if, what have I got to do now? I want to leave. And I think that might happen to Victor Osimhen. I know there's been rumours of him staying even after Spalletti leaving. But the new coach they've brought in isn't convincing for me. Victor Osimhen just scored 26 goals in the Serie A, 32 games, with 4 assists, 30 contributions, 32 games, basically won them the Serie A. He's Nigerian, he's ready for the Premier League. If you watch him live, the guy's a beast. He's so powerful, so quick, and he can hold off defenders, but then he can also take the ball and finish it. He's a complete striker.
Newcastle United, I've gone for a left-back called Theo Hernandez. Theo,
okay.
You know all about him. He's a playmaker.
This won't happen. It's not going to happen.
This is Saudi Arabia, Theo.
Yeah,
the money they've got, they can afford him.
What I'm saying is,
Dan Burn into the centre.
AC Milan have just let Tonali go to Newcastle.
Yeah.
AC Milan will not let Theo Hernandez go to Newcastle. They need a backup left back or someone to even fight for Dan Burn's position, who's realistic, who'll go in there tomorrow and fight for his position. And I actually did my own research here. I went to the French league, Ligue 1, Stade Rennes. Belgian left back, 22 years old. He goes by the name of Adrian Truffert. He's got 6 assists, but was unlucky with the team around him. Could have got some more assists. Could have been double digits. He's not the biggest of all players, but he's someone that will get up the pitch, get you an assist with his wonderful left foot, and also track back and get in position. Someone who can really fight Dan Burn for that role. Yes, Dan Burn's been great, but competition is always good, especially in Champions League football.
Nottingham Forest, I've gone for a player who is linked with West Ham, but I say take him to Nottingham. It is Tyler Adams from Leeds United.
No.
A USA international.
I disagree.
No, they call this guy the machine. He breaks down play. He works hard. He is tenacious.
I'm not denying he's a great player. Nottingham Forest need no more players. I've gone for no one. They made 30 transfers last year. They need to work on the squad that they've got. They did well, they survived. What else do they need? They're happy to survive next year. They've got enough talent in there. They need to work on what they've got in pre-season. I saw enough qualities in what they did in the last week to realise they don't need players. They will survive anyway. They just need to work on coming together, making good team chemistry, keeping the team morale high, and working hard in pre-season to be one of the best from the bottom half of the table.
Sheffield United, it's got to be the right back Kyle Walker, who's been an absolute legend at Manchester City and for England. This is his boyhood club. This is his place of birth. Get back to Sheffield.
The only way this happens is he has some affiliation with Sheffield United, like they give him an unbelievable contract. Ryan Manning, the left back, one of the best players in the Championship last year, is exactly what they need. He's a left centre back but can play left back as well, and with the 3-back system that Sheffield United do adopt, he's perfect for that role.
Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, it's got to be Gonzalo Ramos, who is a backup really for Harry Kane, who surely will leave either this season or next. And we know this lad from the World Cup, don't we? They've got a hat-trick for Portugal.
But why do they need a striker?
Harry Kane is leaving.
You really think he's leaving? Because right now, it doesn't seem like Levy will take any offer. Right now, what they do need immediately is centre-backs. You cannot trust in Eric Dyer and Davinson Sanchez coming into next year. Next to Romero, they need a new quality centre-back who's young, up and coming, comfortable on the ball, but can also have that more bite of him in at centre-back. You know, someone who does have that aggressive side too. He's young, he's Italian, he goes by the name of Giorgio Scalvini. In Atalanta, he's rated very, very highly. In the Premier League, he's more unknown, so you can still get a pretty good price for him. They need elegance in the back. It's something they've not had all season, and then they need to work out what fullbacks to sign, because for me, Emerson Royale and Ben Davies should be nowhere near a Tottenham side in this day and age.
West Ham United, you've got to get in there and buy Harvey Barnes from Leicester, a left winger. He's played for England, I think, once, but for Leicester, he's been super loyal. He'll get you maybe 2 contributions every 5 games. A really talented, exciting player.
Leicester, of course, are asking for a big price tag. Negotiations will take a while, like they did with James Maddison. I've gone for another player, Calvin Phillips. He's been wasted at Man City. How good was he in that Euros next to Declan Rice? And now Declan Rice is left. They've got a big hole to fill. And I do think Calvin can do it. I think Pep won't play him. I think Pep's too comfortable with Rodri. He can't chance him in any game. Premier League's important, Champions League's important. Why switch out Rodri for any means?
And finally, Wolverhampton Wanderers. For me, it's Randall Kolo Muani, Theo, from Eintracht Frankfurt.
There's no way
last season in the Bundesliga was getting a contribution every game. A really intelligent player, good in the tight spaces. If you can afford him, bring him in.
But in no world does Kolo Muani go to Wolverhampton Wanderers, Dad. I've also gone for a Frankfurt player who's not as in the limelight as much. He is right now because he's out of contract. He's available. Daichi Kamada. He is the Ruben Neves replacement. He's an experienced midfielder, won the Europa League, played so well in that Europa League final against Rangers when I was there. He's box to box. He works hard. He's Premier League ready. If they offer a proper deal with good money, they'll take him. Thank you so much for watching this video. We've gone through every single club, and probably we're wrong. You're probably laughing at us in the comments right now, but we're giving our best suggestions. Let us know if you need to sack your recruitment team for Thogden and Thogdad, or smash the like button. 10,000 likes and going bold. We'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.